Even nearly a decade after its launch, Fallout 4 has its share of interesting secrets, interactions, and crazy things that most would never have known about. Some of these won't change the story or drastically impact your character, instead providing suitably insane sights and sounds to relish in, while others let you bypass a significant chunk of the game. Let's look at 10 crazy things that you didn't know you could do in Fallout 4. Go straight to Nick Valentine from the start. What if you're starting a new playthrough in Fallout 4 and don't want to meet the Minutemen, much less bother with becoming their leader? What if you just want to take a different route to the main quest? In that case, go straight to Park Street Station in the Boston Common, enter Vault 114, and be prepared to fight several Triggermen. They'll talk about you attempting to rescue a private eye, and if it wasn't obvious already, this is the quest to save Nick Valentine. It gives rise to some interesting conversations to account for the sole survivor not already knowing about Nick, and can lead to the Memory Den side quest being closed off, but it's still a unique way to skip a major chunk of the intended story.
Darla, I'm handling this. Skinny Malone's always got things under control.
Oh yeah? Then what's this lady doing here, huh? Valentine must have brought her here to rub us all out.
That wasn't the plan originally, but hey, tempting.
Pikmins Gallery. The Pikmin Gallery is perhaps one of the more disturbing locations in the base game. It belongs to the titular Pikmin, a disturbed artist who also happens to mutilate raiders and seemingly other intruders in the pursuit of his work. Seemingly based on Lovecraft's Pikmin's Model, a horror short story, the location is far more than just for show. If you venture to the basement and traverse many tunnels, you'll encounter Pikmin himself, assailed by various raiders. You can choose to save him, and he'll give you a key for a safe containing a weapon, which is what else but a knife. Of course, slaying Pikmin is also an option, but it's crazy how this entire scenario is missable if you don't explore the North End in Boston. The Mysterious Stranger and Nick Valentine. The Mysterious Stranger has cropped up throughout the Fallout series, seemingly always helping the player character. In Fallout 4, players can take different perks that cause the Stranger to appear and assist in combat. However, if you have Nick Valentine, he'll have some interesting observations if the Stranger suddenly pops up. First exclaiming whether you can see and then outright telling him to stop. Valentine even has a case file on the Stranger detailing his various appearances and noting his presence at the NCR and Shady Sands as old rumors. Covenant.
You are approached by a frenzied scientist who yells, "I'm going to put my quantum harmonizer in your photonic resonation chamber." What's your response?
Your mileage may vary on how the Institute storyline ended, but there's no denying some of the morally gray stories that Fallout 4 has to offer when it comes to synths. Covenant is a good example. Set up an idealistic war-torn town with the safe test used to determine if someone is a synth. Of course, as the sole survivor investigates the pristine town further, they learn that the test is only just the beginning, as the inventor, Dr. Rosalind Chambers, also tortures her subjects to help improve it. The player can choose to go against her, but side with her, and you can receive caps and obtain Covenant as a settlement, without zero fuss, whereas the former would involve fighting everyone in the settlement. Homeplate. Between all the settlements throughout the Commonwealth, sometimes you just want a home away from home, or a home plate in this instance. The home plate is one such residency, purchasable in Diamond City from Geneva for 2,000 caps. After that, you can come and go as you please, even use it as a settlement. That is, until realizing just how limited the location is, with no options for supply lines, no farming or stores, and no way to assign companions or other settlers to it. Then again, maybe something isolated from the rest of the settlements is good. Maybe. Spectacle Island. Of course, if you want something completely different in terms of settlements, then there's Spectacle Island, only accessible by swimming or using power armor. It can be used as a settlement if you clear out the Mirelurks occupying it. The latter requires flipping some switches and dealing with a Mirelurk queen, though killing her is unnecessary. Still, it's an impressive place to build a settlement, and with mods, it can become the largest yet. The Bonfire of Nuka World. Nuka World is generally considered a disappointment in terms of narrative, especially when compared to the excellent Far Harbor. It still has its benefits and intriguing surprises, like when entering Bradberton. The company town is teeming with feral ghouls, but if you take the southern road and check the second house, you find a strange yet familiar sight. A sword embedded in some glowing ash. If you choose to kindle it, you'll receive stim packs. Even more stim packs are obtained if you remove it. If it wasn't clear enough, this is a Dark Souls reference, where bonfires can recharge Estus flasks, among other benefits. Those roaming feral ghouls could also be meant as a substitute for the first game's undead, perfect for recreating those jaunts through Astoria. Kill everyone in every settlement. Everyone hates Preston Garvey and his quests involving another settlement that needs your help. Well, fun fact, the settlement's residents don't have to be alive for it to be saved. That's right, you can just go up to a settlement, take out its threats, and then turn your weapons on its residents for funsies. This method allows for killing almost everyone in almost every single settlement. Don't worry, they'll still count as Minutemen settlements, but the best part, Preston is none the wiser. Venture into the USS Constitution. Whenever you enter Charleston in Boston, you'll probably note the massive ship on top of a building. This is the USS Constitution, and it's seemingly non-operational. However, not only is there a way to enter it, but if you find the robot lookout in the streets below, they'll give you a side quest to help Captain Ironside. After many repairs and eventually siding with him, you can watch the Constitution soar through the air majestically and, well, we won't spoil the rest. Suffice it to say that it's yet another unexpected but entertaining side quest with some fun personalities and lore. Glowing Sea Secrets. The Glowing Sea is part of your main quest, and is home to the Children of Atom cult. It's one of the most harrowing locations in the game due to its overwhelming radiation and requires a hazmat suit to avoid any serious effects. But have you taken to exploring the location? You encounter albino deathclaws, a relay tower which can serve as a beacon if you're intuitive enough, and even a legendary death skull rad scorpion who will make you regret everything, even if you're packing power armor. It's one of those places where you just pick a direction, walk around, and hope for the best. If nothing else, at least there are some fun stories to be had after dying. That's all for now. If you enjoy what you saw, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, now is a great time to subscribe. We upload brand new videos every single day. After subscribing, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time, right here on GamingBolt.